This is Nevena, but you can call me Nev. And in this first video, I just wanted to introduce myself, share a little bit about my background, and tell you what you can expect to find in this channel. So I've been practicing aerial and suspension yoga for 10 years, teaching for 2. I hold a 200-hour yoga teacher certificate, 50-hour suspension yoga, and 50-hour aerial yoga teacher certificate. But I only teach suspension and aerial yoga, as that is where my heart is, and I absolutely enjoy the practice and sharing it with others. Before I started my journey, I had doubts whether this practice would be good for me because I lacked upper body strength, and in the beginning I was struggling a lot. I found it very challenging, but because I literally got hooked from my very first class and just enjoyed it so much, I kept on pushing through the challenges and going to the classes until one day I realized, wow, I can actually do all these things that seemed impossible at first. So through this process, I didn't just build my strength, my upper body and overall strength, but I've learned so much more about myself. Specifically, I want to talk about the importance of taking up challenges and things that we find difficult, because those are the ones that really help us grow and get better and stronger every day, not just physically, but mentally and in every other way. And that is what this practice did for me. I used to run when I was younger, and the only reason I ran was because I was good at it. It came easy to me, but I did not enjoy it until one day, after I came first in a race, I fell, and it just dawned on me that there's really no point in me doing something just because I'm good at it if it doesn't have any deeper meaning. Taking up things that are challenging and watching ourselves improve and grow is a lot more rewarding. So all this is to say that if you also find this practice challenging, or any other activity that you take up, keep up at it. You will get stronger, you will get better. All it takes is persistence. I want to talk now a little bit about the practice itself and the difference between suspension and aerial yoga. They're sister practices, and they both originate in India, called Kurunta yoga, which means puppet yoga. And back in the days, they were using ropes to invert. And the main purpose and goal of that practice was to maintain and develop spinal health. And that has remained the main purpose of the practice. However, over the years, it was discovered how many other health benefits the practice, and specifically inversion. Interestingly, on the other side of the world, in ancient Greece, Hippocrates, the father of medicine, was also using the inversion for his patients. So while the practice itself has kind of lost the popularity over the years, it was Iyengar that has brought it back into the spotlight by using the ropes and straps in yoga practice to just make, as props, right, to make postures either more accessible or more challenging. And that is where I want to talk about the difference between suspension and aerial yoga. As you will see in the videos when I start sharing the classes, in suspension yoga we use what is called yoga trapeze, one of the names, or we can just call it a handle, but it comes with the handles. So we have 3 heights for the handles, the upper, middle, and lower, and a hammock that is shorter than the aerial silks. And this practice allows for very versatile yoga practice that can be easily adapted to your level. You can make posture is more accessible or more challenging. It is also, because of the handles, a great equipment for strength training. And in my classes, I will either have yoga focused, strength training focused, or a combination of both classes. And that is what I do at my in-person classes. In aerial yoga, we use silks that are much longer, but we don't have handles. And while that practice allows for a lot of the same things we can do with a shorter handle, it also allows us to do some flips and tricks and get into some really fun and fancy poses. But this practice is not just building strength, but it's also getting to the mindset where you feel comfortable doing certain, especially in aerial yoga, flips and tricks. So always listen to your body, and the greatest advice I can give is push yourself a little bit harder every time, but do not ever go beyond the point where you don't feel comfortable. That comes with time, right? So it's a very fine balance between the two, but essentially you just want to push yourself a little bit more, but not to the point where you go against your body and you might injure yourself. So I think I covered